Hey everyone, this is the Trader Investor coming to you on this Thursday morning. Bright and beautiful day outside. It's Thursday, May 20th, 2021. I want to see where the markets are opening up and what to expect for today. How are we going to set up our trades? What are we anticipating so we can prepare for those moves? Again, we're not trading based on anticipation prediction, but we're just going to prepare based on our anticipation, and when the charts says go, we can take advantage of it. So futures have just turned positive. They were playing around in the negative territory, just not that much, pretty much flat. And as we can see, the pre-market value of the SPYs is also pretty much flat. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting a couple of things. One, we have this gap here that I want to close. It might be better if I draw it this way. So we have this gap here to close. And so what happens at that value? So the close of last Tuesday, the low of last Tuesday is at play. I think that's going to be an important area to look at. So I want to see a clear break of this zone, meaning we break out, we test it and resume. This is a clear indication, and what that is going to give us is a distance of about $3 of an opportunity. I don't know where the 15-minute range is going to be. I don't know how far down we test, but if we were able to test the low of Tuesday and get a bounce from there, it's about a $3 move. Why do I say $3 move? Our first sign of trouble is the 15-minute range of Tuesday. The low of that range is our first sign of trouble. So that's what we're going to target. And then, you know, if that goes past it, then we can target the mid-range and the high of Tuesday. That's the area that we have to contend with, but that's a pretty good area. This gives us a good opportunity for distance. Now, if that does not happen, if we get here and collapse and we get an entry this way, then that's another opportunity as well. And what is the distance there? Again, not knowing where that 15-minute range is, but for now, from the low of Tuesday, because that's where we are right now, we're playing around the low of Tuesday. From the low of Tuesday to the high of yesterday of the 15-minute range, we have about a $4 move. Now, why do I say the high of the 15-minute range and not the high of yesterday? Well, because we're already at the high of yesterday. So if we're going to manipulate this area, then I want to see price give us an indication either towards the upside or to the downside, some entry here, right? And so based on this $2, $3 move, we have a good put position as well. And so right now, looking at a little bit of a longer time frame, let's start with the hourly. When we're looking at the hourly, the hourly is having a pressure to the downside. Yes, we're making higher low, because here's the low that I have marked. We're making higher low. We have an imbalance down here. It is not unlikely for this price to come down and clean this imbalance and reverse. That will not surprise me. But if we break the trend line up here, we are also going to, if we close above here, we can also just continue to drive up to this order block up here, the 422 area. So either side is a good play. We're just going to let the charts tell us what the charts want to do. So that's what I'm looking at. And we are at an area of value, right? So yesterday we came close to a long-term trend line on the daily. We did that a couple of days ago last week, and then we did that again. So we want to see where price wants to go here, or if price wants to just collapse and just go here. And when I say collapse, it's not going to go straight here because we're not having a gap down day. All we're saying is, could it just, stair step its way down here? That's what I'm talking about. But we'll just let the charts tell us what it wants to do. And let's also look at the daily, because I want to see where we are against the daily. Here's an area of value, that long-term trend line. We've tested it once on the 12s. We've tested it again yesterday. So now, are we going to truly break structure? On the daily time frame, break structure does not happen until we break this on a daily time frame. Of course, I go down to a lower time frame, to the hourly when I'm thinking about a swing position, to the 15 minutes when I'm talking about today's entry, today's exit. No overnight, then that's the 15 minutes. But if I want to do a swing position, I'm going to go to the hourly and see a break of structure. Right now, I don't see a break of structure on the daily. So we're still not in a position to say, yeah, everything looks very good to go long. We have yet to see where that takes us. And so in the Qs, I mean, those are similar plays. Qs, IWM is in this accumulation distribution phase. Whichever one plays out, we are going to take advantage of it. You could even consider, could this whole thing be our distribution accumulation zone? Do we have UTAD here? We have equal lows here. So if we have equal lows, maybe we have not seen terminal shakeout yet. Maybe this is what we're going to see. So I just start with an area that I can visualize. This is my starting point. And then as price tells us, yes, you're right, or no, you're wrong, we adjust accordingly, right? If we get a terminal shakeout based on this equal lows, this liquidity area, liquidity will be manipulated. Once it's done manipulation, then we see an entry. Do we get an E1 here? Or is this our zone and we're good to go and we have, an E1 right there, because we're going to continue to drive the price higher. So we're always nimble. We just have a starting point, and based on the starting point, we adjust. And the reason why I mentioned this is we don't want to be this trader that is looking for perfection in all our charts. When we're looking at the Wyckoff theory, do we want to look at perfection? No, it's not. For me, it's not about perfection. For me, it's about, I have an idea what a accumulation distribution looks like, and are the charts giving me that opportunity right now, or am I wrong in my analysis, and do I need to expand and adjust? And when you are flexible in that way, then trades become easier to take, less fear, because if this is not E1, if price does not do this and this is not E1, you're not entering this trade. So if price continues to drive down, so that's how I want to look at it from that perspective. So no fear. And if we look at the diamonds, again at an area of value, we have this trend line that we are dancing around, and again the break of structure comes when we close this imbalance on the daily. But before we go to the daily, we go to the hourly to see where is pressure. Where do we have downward pressure? Downward pressure comes around this area here. So if price does not break this area, then it could continue to move down further. And this area of liquidity has already been manipulated, so we just get it out of the way. Now all we have is this imbalance down here. We have an imbalance up here that is left from Tuesday to yesterday. So do we close this gap and continue to drive up, or do we reverse? Yet to be seen. So we take it one day at a time. We are not in a hurry, and the diamonds are opening pretty much flat. So in the diamonds, 339 to 341 is a good distance. That's the low of Tuesday. That's a pretty good distance to look at if we get an entry, because an entry, if the 15-minute range high is here, then we have no entry because this is too close of a gap. But if the 15-minute range is here, then we have an entry. That's why I say let's wait. No trade first 15 minutes. We let the charts tell us what the charts want to do, and then we take action. It's good to be patient and wait for that 15 minutes to take place. IWM opening in that same flat area. Qs, now Qs have closed this gap yesterday. We are opening up high, which is a strength here, but watch here. You have only this distance to cover before headwind. You have only this distance to cover before headwind. We still have another 22 minutes before the markets open. You only have this distance to cover before headwind. And then you have this distance to cover before the next headwind, because the high of Tuesday. So where will the 15-minute range take place? If it takes place here, it's great. But if it takes place here, then I have less of an opportunity to jump right in at the break of the 15-minute range, because my distance to the next area of trouble, right, first sign of trouble, is not far away. Maybe it's right there, maybe it's not far away, and then the next one is not far away. So in this scenario, what do? I let price do this. Let it break, go to the next area of trouble, give me a pullback, and enter at the pullback with confidence, because the next time it breaks it, I'm confident that I'm going to go for the next level. Of course, the next level has to give me enough distance as well. That's why sometimes I skip trades, and you might say, well, you were too chicken and you skipped it. That's okay, because that's how I protect my account, because this is not enough move for me if we are up here. For me, it's not about getting it right all the time. It's not about winning every trade, but it's stacking the favors, stacking the edge in my favor. So when I am not comfortable, when I don't feel like I have an edge, I don't take it. If I have an edge, I take it. And if my edge happens to be something that the market doesn't want to give me, I don't beat up myself because I had an edge, I took it, my loss protected my account. So I'm looking for that edge. And if it's too tight, I don't take the trade. So what do? If it's tight like this again, then I want price to come here and give me this entry. Then I have an edge, because now the distance I have to cover once this imbalance is taken care of, the distance I have to cover is quite significant. So I can just keep driving higher and higher. That's how I'm looking at all my trades. That's how I'm looking at the setup. So we have 19 minutes to go. Let's see what the markets want to give us today. With that, I will see you later on when I close the market and give you an analysis. Take care, everyone, and make some green today.